when you are always adapting to the culture, little by little, you are eroding your own identity. The desperate need we have to fit in, to be accepted, and all that we do to send out signals to the culture that we are one of them means that we are none of us. We are bent on living like, looking like, dressing like, walking like, singing like, performing like them, when we were supposed to be the head and not the tail, above and not beneath. And yet we are letting hip-hop and the world and other people decide who we are and how we are, and we no longer think we're cool if we're different. And we have been captured by those we have captured. Anytime being one of them becomes more important than being you, you do not recognize that their acceptance is creating the erosion of your own identity. I am not worried about fitting in with the standards of an individual that I have never met. You got to know who you are. And you got to know who you are, even when other people protest your right to be unique and suggest that you have to live up to some unwritten standard that they have made for you to live by. God did not call me to be you. God called me to be me. All of us know people who got a job and they changed it, who moved in a position and they changed their voice and their voice inflection, they start talking funny and start acting like they didn't know you even though they knew you last week. But just because you got a pay raise, don't go crazy, baby. They may take it back next week, and you might need some of the people that you walked away from. Don't burn the bridge just because you got a helicopter. You may be back on the bridge again. You don't let nobody take your stuff from you. You don't let nobody take it when it hurts you, when you went through pain to get it, when you had to go through hell to get it. It changes the way you see it. Your incessant need to be accepted by people who really don't matter. They don't pay no bills, they don't pay your rent, they don't come to see you when you die, and yet you're trying to impress people for likes on a post, for friends on Facebook, because you have given too much importance to things that are not important and not enough attention to things that are important. And this is an abomination that you have been birthed and thrown into an open field, and no one cut your cord. You are still connected to your past. You are still feeding off of your yesterday. You are still talking about what happened last year and 5 years ago and 10 years ago. And how can you go forward when you're still connected with your cord? You got to know when it's over. You got to know when it's time to cut the cord. And that's why some people don't want you to get better, because your dysfunction is their job security, and they want to keep you bound up and chained so that they can be important too. What good is God giving me a new year if I'm still going to live in the old year? What good is it for me to see another decade if I'm still tied to the past decade? To all of you who won't forgive and won't forget and won't move on and won't go on in your life, and you think you're strong because you're still angry and bitter, you're not strong, you're bound. If I have to be like an animal in the woods and gnaw through the cord that's holding me back to where I used to be, I gotta get loose from what's holding me. I cannot let yesterday contaminate today. What used to be a blessing has become a curse. What used to feed me now restricts me, and it's time to cut the cord.